Hello guys, welcome. I would like to continue where we left off with our last class. And last class we were talking about um, another resource for vocabulary and grammar. And we were talking definitely about feelings. Okay, we were talking about feelings. And we did a few activities about vocabulary. We looked them up in the dictionary, okay? So we had been doing a lot of listening skills kind of practice. And now we were going to go on to exercise 4.2. So here we're gonna go now on to exercise 4.2. And let me go ahead and share with you. So here we go. For exercise 4.2, we got we're going to complete these tables, okay? And what are the tables about? Where the tables are about feelings, yeah? But we are going to draw into use of language, yes? And for this reason, it is very important that we know the meanings of words and how we can use them in the part 4 of the exam. Now, in part 4 of the exam, reading and use of English, you have to change the words into the different parts of speech, okay? So when we talk about fear, for example, when we use it as a verb, it is frightened. When we use it as an adjective, it becomes into frightening or frightened, okay? Now, the same thing happens with all of these words, okay, that we have here. So I am going to share with you this chart, okay, so that you can kind of practice. Let me stop sharing. Wait a second. Mhm. Um, Wait a sec. And we can definitely start practicing on how to change words into different type of words, which is word formation or word transformation. Yes, we definitely have to pay attention to the word of speech, the part of speech that the word is or that the word represents. Okay, so for example, here we got the word amazement. In the word amazement, it is a noun, okay? We're going to transform that word amazement into a verb, okay? Into a verb, and that would be amaze, okay? So for that activity, the verb will be amaze. Hold on. Yes. Okay. So here the verb will be amaze. And of course, we're gonna write it here. Amaze. Okay. Now the adjective, of course, it would be amazing or amazed, right? Amazing or amazed. Okay, now embarrassing, embarrassed. Okay, the verb will be embarrass. And as a noun, it would be embarrassment. All right, let me just move it over because it doesn't quite fit in here. And then here it says pleasing, please, so the action will be please. I know that you might think, okay, Grace, but please is not por favor. Yes, it is. But it could also be a verb. It could be agradar, please, to please somebody, agradarle a alguien. So, and definitely the noun will be pleasure. placer. Okay. Annoyance, the verb will be annoy, molestar, fastidiar. Okay. And the verb will be here, I'm sorry, the adjective will be annoying or annoyed. Remember that adjectives that are used with ed are going to refer to the person that feels. And annoying will be actually representing an object or a situation or a thing that makes another person feel something, yeah? So as maybe as an annoying situation can make another person feel annoyed, but the situation, in order to describe the situation or the person, it will be annoying, yeah? Excite, exciting, excited. The noun will be excitement, yeah? So definitely keep that in mind. Okay. Then here we go with depression. The adjective will be depressing or depressed. Depressed. Now here we go with angry. The noun will be anger. And angry is just one adjective that you can use across the thing. Pride, okay? And then you feel that somebody is very proud. Very proud. In the adjective area. Proud. Anxiety will be anxious. Anxious. The misery will be miserable. And jealous will be jealousy. Yeah. So those, in case that you did not know any of these words, now you know. But also not only pay attention to the meaning, yes, but also pay attention to the way they are written. It is super important that we are definitely using the words and writing them correctly, like with the right spelling, okay? So definitely that is something worth trying. We need to practice it in that way. And there is an activity that we could do in order to practice these kind of word formations. And here are some exercises that we could definitely work with. I am going to also share. These are some activities that we could actually work with. It has to do with feelings and emotions. And we will have to select or choose the correct option. Definitely very good and easy to work with, to practice the vocabulary as far as feelings and emotions goes. And then here you can always go to the explanation and kind of work with vocabulary. Really useful. Yeah. And then with the downloads kind of thing, you can also learn more. You can download things here that you can use for work and you know, continue your practice. But we're going to continue with the book and the resource that we have. This activity, we're definitely going to do it and we're going to check how we do. But I would like to continue where we left off. Yeah. We are going to go up to the exam practice because exam practice is the activity that I'm going to send you as an asynchronous activity. So we're only going to do up to that point, and then we will head and do the activities that we have planned. Okay, so here we have, yes, so we have the exam practice. So I would share that as the activity. And then you will be able to write an article. And then, okay, in order for you to write an article, let's remember how to write an article. Okay. Let me go ahead and share. And let us take a look here. I would like for you to, I would like for you to remember how to write an article for B2. Okay, and it is super useful. I'm going to share it as well onto so here we go. Okay, so here we have some of the explanations about feelings and emotions, positive and negative. Definitely useful for the activity that you're going to be doing. The pictures can definitely talk about negative and positive emotions. See, you can definitely see new words. For example, relieved, we hadn't seen. Hopeful, we hadn't seen. Offended, we hadn't seen. Anxious, just frustrated, we hadn't seen frustrated. Yes, we did see disappointed, guilty, nervous. I think we did not see nervous. Depressed. Okay, so definitely vocabulary words that we could definitely look into and use them appropriately within sentences. Yeah. So positive emotions: joyful, excited, content, grateful, proud, confident, hopeful, relieved. Negative emotions: offended, anxious, frustrated, disappointed, guilty, nervous, upset, depressed. Now we also have some neutral, intense emotions. For example, calm, indifferent, like you don't care, yes or no, whatever. Bored, curious, tired, relaxed, puzzled, like you're wondering something. Yes, neutral, like you feel very like in the middle. Reserved, you're not really talking, satisfied. Ecstatic, like you don't know what to do, how to react. Ecstatic. Furious, terrified, exhilarated. That means a lot of adrenaline. Devastated, like you're extremely sad. Like here is sad, here's devastated. Like you're completely ruined for life. Overwhelmed is when you have too many things going at the same time. For example, me, I feel sometimes overwhelmed. Desperate, like you seem like you think that you have no solution for things. Hysterical. Hysterical could be both positive and negative depending on what you're hysterical about. Stunned is pretty much like surprised. Bewildered, like not sure, uncertain. So here we have some kind of guidance as far as like these neutral emotions. When you're calm, for example, you feel relaxed and are not worried about anything. If you're indifferent, you have no feelings about or interest in something. If you're bored, it means you're uninterested about what is happening around you. When you feel curious, you want to know more about something. If you feel tired, that means that you don't have a lot of energy and may want to sleep. After a hard workout at the gym, she was tired and ready to rest, and you don't have a lot of energy and you want to sleep. When you are relaxed, you feel free because nothing is worrying you. That means feeling relaxed. You have nothing in the back of your mind, nothing going on. This puzzled means that you are confused about something that is happening or has happened. Yes. Neutral means you have no strong preferences or opinions about something. If you are reserved, you mean that means that you keep your feelings to yourself. You don't really show, you don't really share. When you're satisfied, you're pleased because you got something that you desired. When you're ecstatic, you feel incredibly happy because something good, really good happened. If you're furious, you're extremely angry about something. When you're terrified, you're very scared. So something is really frightening you. When you're accelerating, something makes you feel thrilled or excited. Yes, exhilarated. That's a new word, I guess. I guess you could use it. It kind of sounds fancy, right? Exhilarated. Devastated means extremely sad. So if you're feeling this way, something very upsetting has happened. If you're feeling overwhelmed, something has affected you deeply, causing you to feel very emotional. Juggling work and school and family responsibilities, she often feel overwhelmed. So that's definitely, that will do it. Desperate, when you've lost all hope and you're feeling very down, like means there's no solution for your problems, you feel desperate. If you're hysterical, you're in a state of uncontrolled excitement, anger, or panic. That's what I was training you, right? Hysterical can be different things depending on the situation. Yes, and yes, pretty much what you're feeling. You can be hysterical and you can be like overly excited. Hysterical meaning you are overly angry, or maybe you are in deep panic. Yeah, so it depends. Stunned, that means that you're too shocked to express any emotion. Like you are in shock, pretty much. That means you're stunned. Bewildered means that you're extremely confused and you're unable to understand a situation. You're bewildered. So after this explanation, we can definitely go on with the activities that we have planned here. It's really useful. So we have some exercises here. What I like about this page is that when you do the activities here in online, you can just get the correct answers later and you can double check your work. So in this pre-advanced vocabulary lesson about feelings and emotions, you will learn various adjectives used to discuss how we feel. Check the explanation to familiarize yourself with the expressions before doing the exercises. Choose the correct option for each gap. Page 1 of 2. Tara was two to speak when she heard the shocking news. So there were some shocking news being shared. How do you think she was feeling? She was feeling ecstatic, she was feeling calm, proud, or stunned. What do you think is the correct answer? Well, let's do the process of elimination. Process of elimination, definitely it's not calm. If you're talking about, if you're hearing something that's shocking, you're not going to feel calm. Now, you're not going to feel proud because it's not like something that you've done or an effort that you've made. So technically, letter B and C completely out of the picture. Now, ecstatic Could be stunned, like without a word. Which one do you think it is? Let's see if it's ecstatic. Okay. Or we can choose a different one. I think it would be between A and D. We will check for the answer. Tara was two to speak. I think it's ecstatic. Well, to see the shocking news. I'm not sure. Okay, let's just say ecstatic and let's check for the answers later. Although the rest of the family had strong opinions about the matter, Maud felt quite. They will have to be the different, I mean, the opposite, because it's the sentence starts with although. That means that it is contrasting ideas. So the rest of the family had strong opinions about the matter. Maud felt, what it would be the opposite of being strong about something? Like ni chicha ni limonada, right? Like, whatever. So calm, definitely not it. Indifferent, hysterical, definitely not. That's overly. Relieved is when you're like, whew, you let go of something of your shoulders. So by process of elimination, even if we don't know the meaning, indifferent seems to be the best answer because all the other ones cannot be. Okay, guys, when we don't know the meaning of a word, and that's gonna happen, all right, we definitely need to focus on our knowledge about the words that we do know. So focus on the ones that you do know and like kind of see if by process of elimination we can take out the ones that could never be because it doesn't make sense, right? So once you've done that, then you're left with at least two options, and then you can choose the best one. Then you will make an educated guess. Yes, it's a 50-50 chance, but hey, it's better than just going with our with no notion of what's there, you know? So definitely helpful there. Okay. So everything had gone exactly as planned, and I felt very, if everything goes the way I planned, then I will feel very satisfied. It cannot be overwhelmed, not be bewildered. It cannot be terrified. Everything went like I planned it, so everything should be okay. Maria was by her husband's insensitive comments about her weight. Maria was relaxed, exhilarated, anxious, offended by her husband's insensitive comments about her weight. Probably insensitive. It says that it's insensitive, so definitely it's like negative. Relaxed is not negative. Exhilarated is not negative. Anxious and offended are negative. So in here, in this case, anxious cannot be about comments. Anxious, I don't think. So offended would be the best answer, even if we don't know the meaning. Okay. Okay, let's take a little break here so that you can continue processing that information. Give me 1 second. All right, let's continue. I opened my wife's diary because I was to find out what she'd written about me, what she'd written about me. Okay, I opened my wife's diary because I was... Calm cannot be, furious cannot be, so definitely will be curious, right? Curious, that's right. Let's continue with the rest. All right, for number 6, Agnes was to hear how her husband's surgery had gone. So if we're talking that your husband or your significant other is going through surgery, how do you think a person might feel? Tired, exhilarated, anxious, calm? Definitely anxious, right? You will not feel calm at all. Ibe, Agnes was definitely anxious, right? Because we cannot say that Agnes was tired or exhilarated or calm. So that's definitely the best answer possible. We felt very when we were told our first grandchild had been born. If we're talking about a grandchild being born, definitely you don't feel, well, you might feel nervous, but it's our first grandchild. So it's like a very joyful moment. So I definitely would say joyful, not upset, not bored, not nervous. That's for sure. Well, maybe nervous, like if there's something that's going on, right? But other than that, I was plain joy. Frances was very, so I lent her my handkerchief to dry her eyes. If she wants to dry her eyes, that means that she has been crying, right? So how do you think she feels? Upset, exhilarated, bewildered, or proud? Proud, definitely not. Bewildered, but you don't cry when you are confused. Exhilarated, you don't cry when you are excited. So the best answer would be definitely be upset in this case. In number 9 says Ken was that he had done well in the exam because he had known every single answer. Ken was If you know all the answers, then that means that you feel very calm, could be. Nervous, not really, if you know everything. Confident, definitely so. You're very sure about yourself. Devastated, definitely not. So probably the best answer will be confident. You can feel calm, but that would not be the best answer. The best answer would be confident. Tony's unsuccessful attempts to fix the Wi-Fi connection had left him quite. If it's unsuccessful attempts to fix the Wi-Fi connection, that would leave him quite stunned, frustrated, nervous, or content. Definitely frustrated, right? So let's check our answers. We got one incorrect. Oh, look, the very first one that we were like not sure about. Tara was too stunned to speak when she heard the shocking news, and everything else it was fine. Although the rest of the family had strong opinions about the matter, Maud felt quite indifferent. Everything had gone exactly as planned, and I felt very satisfied. Maria was offended by her husband's insensitive comments about her weight. I opened my wife's diary because I was to find out what she'd written about me. Angus was anxious to hear how her husband's surgery had gone. We felt very joyful when we were told our first grandchild had been born. Frances was very upset, so I lent her my handkerchief to dry her eyes. Ken was confident that he had done well in the exam because he'd known every single answer. And Tony's unsuccessful attempts to fix the Wi-Fi connection had left him quite frustrated. And I am doing like the first activity here. Okay. But definitely you have 4 more that you could work out with. So definitely I encourage you guys to continue working on these type of activities. Okay. Here we have, for example, in the second one, in the exercise number 2, you will have to choose one of the options. All right, you have some answers there. For the third one, you will have to choose and write in the options, which is still very nice. And for exercise number 4, you would definitely here match the sentence with the pictures and the terms. So here, let me see. I guess you okay. Here we will start the game. And then you will match. He was of his daughter's achievement in school. He was proud. Okay, you're going to match. He was and didn't often share her feelings and personal thoughts with others. He was reserved, right? And so on. So that's the way you want to do it. So definitely a great practice for vocabulary about feelings and emotions. Okay, we are going to stop here for today. All right, remember that this is the last class for the week. I'm going to be uploading an activity that has to do with vocabulary about feelings and emotions. I am going to upload the exam practice that we have in the resource so that you can check it out. And also I'm going to be adding others so that you can practice with feelings and emotions kind of vocabulary, okay? Have a wonderful rest of evening. I will see you next week, okay? Have a great one. Bye-bye.